RedFall. We probably all already know about this game because past 3-4 days it's been blowing up for all the wrong reasons. Of course, it was expected to be the next big AAA title where you go slashing and stabbing vampires and, amazing gunplay with legendary tier weapons and all that. Well, in reality, it's actually kinda shit, and let me go into why. So, just not to mention, the game is an utter buggy mess, and that's not an understatement. It's all over the place. If you boot up the game, most likely you'll crash like 20 times before you get past the loading screen or the starting cutscene. Sometimes even killing an enemy will make your game crash and make you go to desktop or the menu screen. It's really that bad. But let's say you actually manage to get past that. Well, there's many other things that will screw you in the ass. So, if you expected some amazing vampire game, you should probably go and play Vampire. It's pretty cheap and it's a pretty cool vampire game. But back to this game. Well, vampires really are nothing special in this game. They're literally dumber than dumb. It feels like Down syndrome would be still a, a, an ability for the vampires to actually be smarter. So, that's how I feel about seeing and, playing the game a bit. And it's definitely not worth the money. Vampires die the same, they act the same, and they look the same. There's only a couple variations of them, and they still all look so low poly. I think the game itself overall just looks like Fortnite Creative Mode 2.0, and that's about it. Human AI is even worse. It has a shotgun, right? It's a close range weapon, but guess what? They try to shoot you like a kilometer away with that shotgun and of course miss every single bullet. It's just it's perplexing how they actually decided to release such a horrible game as a AAA title for the price of a AAA title. Well, the game has kind of an open worldish style, right? So it forces you to explore the world, but it doesn't really even reward you for it. You can explore, but you won't really find anything, and overall, it's just plain and boring. Gunplay seems like was just a second thought. The guns go bang and the stakes are meant for stabbing and that's about it. There's no glare, there's no flashy bits or anything. The game is very plain and, since it's a first person shooter game, you'd at least expect some flashy bits to the weapons you use, but then again, it seems like it was completely skipped out. And well, not to mention also the weapon tiers. There's common weapons, elites, and so on, like legendaries, but they don't add any special abilities as in other games like Destiny 2 or Borderlands. Like, you have legendary weapons, they do something special. Maybe there's a 30% chance to do some critical strike of any sort of ability, right? But these only apply a skin, literally a coat of paint if you get a very rare weapon. It doesn't do anything special, and it's really just unmotivating to actually do that. Not to even mention for the missions, which lack excitement. They're just constant, repetitive, boring fetch quests where you go from A to B just to collect some item and bring it back, and there's basically no obstacles. The Baron's trees have no enemies to fight. Doesn't matter what difficulty you're playing in, you're still getting the same experience as if you'd play Minecraft on peaceful mode. Like, there's seriously no monsters around, there's no challenge. You just run, pick up an item, and come back. And that's about it. And the enemies themselves are absolutely dumb. One might say even retarded, because they can't even get past a box that is knee high. So imagine a vampire, this almighty creature, right? It can fly, it can teleport and all that, but but a simple wooden crate that is knee-high becomes an obstacle, so you stand behind it, it tries to reach you, it can't, and you can just shoot him, and he won't do absolutely anything to get past that box, like walk around it or anything. It will try walking at it as if it's just not there. And it's also very perplexing. I've seen solo dev games that function much better in earlier phases, especially let's say Road to Vostok, right? The demo for it already is much more polished than just this AAA title game. It really hurts my brain to even think about it. Now let's talk about the quality of the game and frame rates, which will, well, logically thinking any other game, right? You buy it out of the box, it mainly has 60 FPS for PC consoles, you can scale up and everything. Well, guess what? If you want to get 60 frames per second in this AAA title game, which a whole studio was making, you'll have to wait till an uncertain amount of time passes before they actually launch an update to actually add this, which many games, even indie games, come out of the box with. It's a simple frame rate issue. Just optimize the game a bit more. It shouldn't be that difficult to make it run at 60 frames, especially since everyone else is doing that. Even me making my own indie game alone, I already have in various resolutions stable 60 frames, and I can make it go higher, so I don't know what is taking this studio so long. Not to even mention the buggy textures and just messed up textures of the vampires themselves. The game overall just seems like a plain old money grabbing scam. It's rushed. It's a cash grab mess that was pushed out, most likely, to just collect money from sales and nothing else. I don't know how this game is still in stores. I understand the devs are not responsible for it. It was probably their PR or publisher which decided to rush the game and just release it as it is. But then again, I think the devs should have been given more time to polish the game and just release it as an actual full product so people could actually enjoy it and the money would feel well spent. And now, as we see time and time again, overall AAA titles that have been recently released have been broken or unfinished, just absolutely trash experiences that they expect full money value out of the unfinished product, especially if you're a AAA studio. Your quality is expected to be very high. And as I'm running out of breath, the final thought and my opinion is that don't waste your money on this game. It's literally $70 for this broken mess. Save it for something else, or just buy a game that is actually polished or you can mod, and it will be still cheaper. You'll be able to get multiple games or just buy something nice for yourself. And with that being said, I think this is the worst release from a AAA studio this year, and definitely is not worth your money. Don't buy this trash, just play a free game or just buy something else. And with that being said, Digital out.